Leviticus chapter 20 on human sacrifice and immoralities. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Moreover, you shall say to the children of Israel, any Israelite or any stranger residing in Israel who gives any of his children to Moloch. Here we're going to go a little bit more in depth of this. The god of the Ammonites, as a human sacrifice, shall most certainly be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. I will also set my face against that man, opposing him, withdrawing my protection from him, and will cut him off from his people, because he has given some of his children to Moloch, so as to defile my sanctuary and profane my holy name. If the people of the land should ever tolerate that man when he gives any of his children as a burnt offering to Moloch and fail to put him to death as my law requires, then I shall set my face against that man and against his extended family, and I will cut off from their people both him and all who follow him in playing the prostitute, committing apostasy with Moloch. As for the person who turns to mediums, who consults the dead or to spiritists to play the prostitute after them, I shall set my face against them. That person will cut him off from his people. You shall consecrate yourself, therefore, and be holy, for I am the Lord your God. You shall keep my statutes and do them, because I am the Lord who sanctifies you. If anyone curses his father or mother, he shall most certainly be put to death. He has cursed his father or mother. His blood is on him. That is, he bears full responsibility for the consequences. The man who commits adultery with another's wife, even his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall most certainly be put to death. The man who lies intimately with his father's wife has uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall most certainly be put to death. Their blood is on them. If a man lies intimately with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall most certainly be put to death, and they have committed incest. Their blood is on them. If a man lies intimately with a male as if he were a woman, both men have committed a detestable, perverse, unnatural act. They shall most certainly be put to death. Their blood is on them. It is immoral and shameful if a man marries a woman and her mother. All three shall be burned in fire, so that there will be no immorality among you. If a man has intimate relations with an animal, he shall most certainly be put to death. You shall kill the animal also. If a woman approaches any animal to mate with, you shall kill the woman and the animal. They most certainly be put to death. Their blood is on them. If a man takes his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, so that he sees her nakedness and she sees his nakedness, it is a disgrace, and they shall be cut off in the sight of the sons of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness. He bears responsibility for his guilt. If a man lies intimately with a woman during her menstrual cycle and it covers her nakedness, he has exposed her flow, and she has uncovered the flow of her blood. Both of them shall be cut off from their people, excluding them from the atonement for them. You shall not uncover the nakedness with your mother's sister or your father's sister, for such a one has uncovered his blood relative. They will bear their guilt. If there is a man who lies intimately with his uncle's wife, he has uncovered his uncle's nakedness, and they will bear their sin. They will die childless. If a man takes his brother's wife, it is a hated and unclean thing. He has uncovered his brother's nakedness. They will be childless. Therefore, keep all my statutes and all my ordinances and do them, so that the land where I am bringing you to live may not vomit you out as it did before you. You don't want the land to vomit you out, right? You want God's blessings. You shall not follow the statutes of the nation which I am driving out before you, for they did all these things, and therefore I have loathed them. But I have said to you, you are to inherit and take possession of their land, and I will give it to you to possess, a land of plenty flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, who has separated you from the peoples, pagan nations. You are therefore to make a distinction between the ceremonially clean animal and the unclean, and between the unclean bird and the clean. You shall not make yourself detestable by animal or by bird or by anything that crawls on the ground, which I have set apart from you as unclean. You are to be holy to me, for I am the Lord am holy, and have set you apart from the people's nation to be mine. A man or woman who is a medium, who pretends to consult the dead, or is a spiritist, shall most certainly be put to death and be stoned with stones. Their blood is on them. And it talks about the consequences of sin. Sin leads to destruction, but thank goodness God has provided a way back to him. And God's commandments, they're not to limit us. They're to set healthy boundaries so that we can thrive in things. If we didn't have boundaries in life, we're going to be doing things we shouldn't be doing. So having those boundaries, those set things, protect us to keep us safe. This is your daily Bible chapter, reading God's Word Monday through Friday. See you tomorrow.